Good morning, students. I welcome you all in grade 11 humanities group. So we are going to start in history with the first chapter, that is from the beginning of time. In this chapter we are going to see the beginning of human existence. Human existence means the beginning of the human beings on this earth. It was 6.6 million years ago, and my here means millions years. That is the first human like creature which appear on the earth, means for the first time the human being like creature was seen on the earth surface. And after this, then several forms of human beings, several different types of the forms of different human beings were emerged, and then became extinct, means disappeared also, which was rarely able to see. And human beings resembling, that was resemblance of this human being to now the present human, that was originated about 1,60,000 years ago. And during this period of time, human history, people obtained food by either scavenging or hunting animals and gathering plant produce. You also know that in grade 6 also you read about that ki how early humans arranged their food, and they also learned how to make stone tools and communicate with each other. Slowly means how the human beings brain grew, and they slowly started learning the different things. In this chapter we are going to see from the very starting how these human beings different stages have been assigned the different dates. So these discoveries of human fossils here means the remains of oldest remains of maybe plant or animals or maybe of the human beings, which after long time then turn into a stone and which were found from the rock segments. These fossils were, and the cave paintings, these all help to understand the historians about the human history and how these all discoveries has history of its own. And you know that these all discoveries, maybe it is the discovery of the human fossils, or maybe it is of the stone tools which were found, or maybe the cave paintings, these all also have its own history. And when such finds were first made, most of the scholars they refuse to accept it. You know that कि जब भी कोई discovery होती है ना, first of all people say that person कि he is fool, he is not knowing, he is idiot, he is not knowing anything, और उसको पागल कहते हैं. Fine. So then also कि when in the starting these all finds were found, some of the scholars they didn't accept it, and they all said that कि this is not true. How through these all findings we can just assign any date to the early humans, and how these early humans have made the stones. Fine. So it was only over a period of time then the people really realize then later on the importance of these findings, which were found by the number of people, by the people with those who were the archaeologists. We can say that the evidence for human evolution comes from the fossils. Fossils means the remains of the human beings, that species of the humans which have now become extinct. And fossils can be dated through two types. Two ways are there ki how we can assign date to these fossils, either through the direct chemical research, or indirectly by dating the sediments from which those fossils have been found. So two ways are there, one directly through the chemical analysis, and second one is by dating the sediments from which in those sediments in which those fossils were buried. So once the fossils are dated, then it is very easy to give the sequence to the human evolution. When such discoveries were first made about 200 years ago, many scholars were reluctant. We can say that they were opposing it, they were not accepting that fossils and others find including stone tools and paintings were actually connected with the early forms of humans, and they were relucting means they were not accepting it. For example, in August 1856, workmen who were quarrying means you know that if any mineral is very close to the earth's surface, so they are not put mines over there, so they are digging the ground, so that is quarrying for limestone in the Ninder Valley. Fine. So a gorge near the German city of Dusseldorf found a skull. They found one skull and some skeleton fragments also, and these were handed over to Karl Fuchs. He was a local schoolmaster and natural historian also, who was also natural historian. And you know, when he found when these handed over to him, those who realized that ki they did not belong to the modern human, they said ki this does not belong to the modern human, because he was knowing that it is very oldest fossil. So he then made a plaster cast, the copy of it, of the skull, and then sent it to the Herman. Herman Scalfuzmin, a professor of anatomy, those who are studying these fossils of the human beings or plants and assigning date to it. They are that is subject is called anatomy, and that professor was the professor of anatomy in Bonn University, and it was handed over to him the plaster copy of it. And next following years, means the years which ahead, they both, this schoolmaster and this professor, they jointly published a paper in which they claim that this skull representing a form of human that was extinct, and what they have declared and what they have concluded in that this skull is of a early human now, which is not even, we can say that it's disappeared only that human form. And at that time scholars did not accept his views, उनके views को accept नहीं किया किसी ने भी. And later on, after a long time, then they accepted that. And then 24th November 1830, when Charles Darwin on the origin of species was published, marked a landmark in the study of its evolution. You know that this you read in grade 9 history mein, in the Nazism chapter about the Charles Darwin's this theory of species, and that only followed by the Hitler also. So then they have accepted and they published that ki really these type of species were there. So when we talk about the next topic about the story of human evolution, the precursors of modern human beings, cursors means the previous forms of the modern human beings. In that, when you see that here pictures are given of the 4 skulls A, B, C and D. In A they said it belongs to an ape. Ape means it is from either of chimpanzee or from gorilla. And B belong to a species known as Australopithecus. And C, it belongs to a species known as Homo erectus, that is upright man, when man started walking straight. So D is belong to a species known as Homo species, which means thinking wise, when human beings started thinking, to which all present day human beings now belong. So these all 4 skulls of the human beings only, but in of a different stages, different evolutions, we can say that. So how these differences we can notice in the skulls which have been shown here in the side of the picture. So this some of the changes that came about as a result of human evolution. They said as the time passed, there was changes in the human beings evolution. The story human evolution is we can say that it's a very long and somewhat complicated process if we wanted to study this human evolution, because there are also many unanswered questions also, because we are not getting the answers for all the questions ki how human evolved for the first time and slowly how it developed, and this all story is very complicated type. So it is possible to trace these developments back when we talk about 36 and 24 million years back. So sometimes we find it very difficult ki such a long span of time, how could be now we can find it out that ki whether that person is belong to that many years back. So when we consider ki 10,000 years ago, it's a very long process and very, we can say that a vast span of time. And the pictures now which we have seen, that by seeing that we also can't even surely say that ki these all evolution of the human beings is just evolved in a particular stages. So and all these human beings skull which we have found, this has not been found even at from one place, it's from the different parts of the world. Fine. So different parts of the world, these all 4 skulls have been found. So while hominids have evolved from hominoids, and when they were finding it out that ki how these all have been found, all these skulls have been when they wanted to relate it to some, or they wanted to give some date to it, so what they have find out ki these hominids have been evolved from hominoids and share certain common features. Why they were saying ki it has come out from the hominoids? Because they were sharing the common features. There are major differences as well. दोनों के बीच में काफ़ी सारी similarities and काफ़ी सारी differences were also there. And hominoids have a smaller brain than the hominids. The brain part of in the skull was it was smaller in hominid than the hominids, and they are quadruped, walking on a all 4 in the starting. Means when they were differentiating, they have seen that ki it shows that ki they were walking on 4 with, means while for walking they were using their hands also, but with flexible 4 limbs, means their forelimbs were very flexible and they were able to move very fast. Hominids by contrast have an upright posture, or when they were seeing the hominids they have seen that they were standing straight and walking on their feet only. And there are also marked difference in the hand also. This hand picture shows that there was difference in the grip of the hands, because later on when the human being started using the tools, so their hands were bit flexible to hold those tools. And we will examine the kinds of tools made and their significance also we are going to see in the next previous topics. So two lines of this evidence suggest an African origin for hominids. And first, it is the group of African apes that are mostly closely related to hominids. The second thing is that the earliest hominid fossils which have been found, which belong to the genus that is Australopithecus, have been found in East Africa and date back to about 5.6 million years back. And what the date is given to it, that Australopithecus, that it is 5.6 million years dated back. And in contrast to it, fossil found outside Africa are no older than it's 1.8 million years only. So when we see all these things, so what we concluded that ki by reading these all skulls, different skulls, so we these historians have also constructed history and they have found that ki how many years back these skulls are. Now you can see the picture, three pictures are given of the hand. So picture A, that is the first image that shows the grip of the chimpanzee. That hand shows that this is how the chimpanzee was holding. Second picture shows the grip of the human hand. And third one is that showing the grip of the hominid. That is probably the modern human. Fine. So hominids belong to a family known as hominidia, which includes all forms of human beings. Fine. So these are the different evolutions of the human beings. Now first we are going to talk about the hominids. First we have talked about the Australopithecus, and now we are going to see about the hominids, which belong to the family known as Hominidia, which includes all forms of human beings. And the very different characteristics of hominids was that their brain size was large and their posture was they started walking straight on the two limbs, that is bipedal, means that they were walking on 2 feet. And specialization of their hands also, their hand was, now the grip was there in their hands, it means that they started using the tools. Hominids are further also subdivided into 2 types. One is of genus, of which Australopithecus was there, and second one was Homos, which are important. Each of these in turn includes more species. Several species were there in each. One was of genus and second one was that Homos. दोनों में और भी आगे काफ़ी सारी species थी. And major difference between Australopithecus and Homo relate to brain size difference was there, then the size of the jaw and the teeth. The Australopithecus has a smaller brain size and heavier jaw and large teeth than the Homo one. दोनों में difference ये था कि Australopithecus के brain size was smaller, jaws heavy the and larger teeth than the Homos. And virtually all the names given by the scientists to these species, and these species, how these scientists are given name, they have given name from the land from where, or from the country from where it has been found. For example, the name Australopithecus comes from a Latin word austral meaning southern, and Greek word pathikos means ape, that is ape. The name given because this earliest form of human still retained many features of an ape, because उसमें काफ़ी सारे features ape वाले थे. ape जैसे मैंने आपको बताया बेटे, ape है gorilla and chimpanzee species, such as relatively smaller brain size in as comparison to Homo, large back teeth, and also limited dexterity of the hand, means limited grip of the hand. Upright walking was also restricted at that time, as they still spend lots of time on the tree, so definitely they need the 2 hands and 2 legs also to live on the trees. So now we come across the difference between 2 species, that is one was of Australopithecus and second one was of the Homos. And this difference now shows that they both belongs to the different dates, both belongs to the different years and different span of time. And now here it is, we are going to discuss about one of the discovery of Australopithecus, which was discovered by that Odway Gog. He was first discovered in the earlier 20th century by a German butterfly collector. Odubai has came to be identified with Mary and Louis Leakey, who worked here for 40 years, and it was Mary Leakey who directed archaeological excavations at Olduvai and Laetoli, and she made some of the most exciting discoveries also. They both has come here to find out about the old human beings. And one morning, this uh, what we are calling Louis Leakey, he was not well and he was suffering from fever. So Mary alone only went, and after some time only he listened that the sound of the of the jeep, and she was shouting, and he thought कि maybe some insect might had bitten her, but she was shouting that I have got him, I have got him. And at last he asked that what you have got. Then she said, I have got for which we were searching from last 23 years, that is I have found the teeth of that old man. So this way, these all different people, how they struggle to find out the remains of these early humans, we just now only from this example we can understand. So the remains of the early humans have been classified into different species also. So they are often distinguished from one another on the basis of differences in their bone structure also. For example, species of early humans are differentiated in terms of their skull size. We have now only seen that, and even the jaw size we have seen. So there are also sometimes they were differentiated on the basis of their bone structure also. So when we have to see this, we have to understand first this the positive feedback mechanism, that is how these the differences were found. Like when they started using tools, so there was increase in the size and capacity of their brain, which led to, and this increase in size and capacity of the brain was just because of they started walking long distance, and even they were now busy in hunting, and as they were busy in hunting, so they started walking upright. And this just because of walking upright, they also started using their hands to carry to use the tools, and even to carry their infants and their goods from one place to another place. Means due to one need, there was also change in their body movements. Fine. So for example, bipedalism means when they started using their two limbs, that is two legs, enabled hands to be free for carrying. So now when they were using their two legs only, so now their hands were free. With that they were carrying their small kits or the objects. In turn, as hands were used more and more, so now they started walking upright, gradually became more efficient also these people. And apart from the advantage of freeing hands for various uses also, and now their hands were also free, that now hands they were using for some other work, and less energy was now consumed while walking, because when they were walking on four, so that time more energy was used, and that now energy which was left, that they started using in running. Now when they started running, and they were using their hands to run fast. So this way we have seen that there were difference was found in the time to time, the difference in the human beings, and that only has led to the evolution of the humans around 2.5 million years back, with the onset of the phase when glaciation period, when we are calling it the ice age. In that we have seen that during that snow age there was also major changes in the climate and vegetation, because now due to the reduction in the temperature, because now it's the ice age, and due to that ice age temperature was low and rainfall was also very low. Due to that, the grassland started expanding. अब जब grassland started expanding, the forest reduced, and when forest reduced, these people, early humans, they have to now move out of these forest lands to the these dry lands. And definitely there was now their life, that is the people, those who were living in the forest, that is called Australopithecus. Now they started moving to the drier lands. So students, till today we are going to do till this topic. So next topic we will discuss in the